we will fly somewhere else. So we are just like that. Not just it's not just about women. Actually, all humans are also having their ability, but especially to women. Why I am telling you is because we have not yet let ourselves be aware of what we are capable of. So it's just about awareness. We are already empowered. So 1, 2 to 3 things that you really need to remember is awareness of who you are. Just be aware of what you're capable of, and you are capable of it. For that, the second thing is believe in yourself that you are capable of it. And the third thing is connect. That is, understand you're not alone. We have hundreds of people around us, hundreds and millions of women around us, and just be connected. Just like we are the main important link of creation in the world, and which means we are connected to the entire world. Connected with each and every woman, with each other. So connecting and communicating. So be exposed to these things, and that's it. We are already empowered. So with these words, I wish you all the best, the Women Cell for IET. What I want you also to know is just tell all the elephants out there that you are not caged. You are free. You just have to believe in yourself, understand who you are, and just go forth. Whether you do the wrong, there's nothing more wrong and right for each one of you. What you believe is your right, and just do it. So all the best. And so yes, as Samir said, let me just share the screen. Is my screen visible? Please tell me. Right. So yes. So we are going to now launch IET YWE, and I really wish all of you to take this forward. Be proud of what you're going to do. And work together. Nothing is going to be impossible for you. There is no word called impossible in IET. So please take it forward. God bless you all. And here we go. So we have the coordinators forming. That is Zabi Lakshmi, Angelina Elsa, and Akshaya Brajesh. Congratulations to you. You look very powerful, and I believe you're powerful enough to lead the entire YWE. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, ma'am.
Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for graciously launching this program and for continuing encouragement and support. Next, I invite Ms. Sana Pramod, who worked at H&R for 2 years and is the former chairperson of IET and CEO of IEBC from 2020 to 2023. He is also the recipient of the IET Young Professional Best Outgoing Student Award of 2024 and the ISTE Best Engineer Award of 2020. Session.
Thank you so much, Amrita. I'm audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you. I'll just share my screen too. Just let me know when it's visible.
Yes.
It's visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much for the wonderful introduction, Amrita. So as Amrita told, I am the 2019 to 23 batch CSC alumna from MBCET. So I don't want to go overboard today. It's a very simple topic. When Johan texted me asking what I would like to take today as a session, the first thing that came to my mind was this. And so I thought, I'll try, at least from my experiences, if there's something that you guys can learn, it would be great. And hence, today's topic is engineering your confidence. So before I start, I just want to tell a little about myself. 20 years ago, when I was just 4 years old, I was this extremely shy, meek, sensitive child who used to always hold my mom's, either her sari, her churidar shawl, and I used to always, cling around her. And I've heard my relatives, my friends saying, if she's going to be like this, it's going to be very difficult growing up. My parents did know that it might be difficult if they don't change, if they wouldn't, or at least try to change me at that time. They did push me, but not too hard. And I was good at a lot of things when I was young, but the only thing that I was scared of was speaking to people. Anything which involved speaking, anything which involved holding a conversation, I would just back out. I was good at singing, I was good at writing, I was good at learning new spellings, but all of that sidelined when I couldn't speak up for myself. And one fine day, my mom, she kind of understood that I was a logophile. I loved, which means I used to love learning new spellings, new words and their meanings. And there was a spelling bee competition. My mom asked, do you want to join? I was like, no. Deep inside, I know that I want to, but the only thing which held me down was I knew that if I went for the competition, I'd have to put myself out there, talk to people, and probably stand on a stage with around 50 to 100 people staring at me. So then I was like, no. My mom asked me again, maybe after a few days, and again, I was like, no. The last time she asked me, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to say yes. I'm just going to do it. I was just 6 years old at that time. I was in first grade. And round after round, I became the winner of the spelling bee competition when I was in Abu Dhabi, and fifth in the country, fifth in UAE. So I grew up in United Arab Emirates. 18 years of my life, I was there. And then for my college, I came here. The day that I won, 6 years old is way too young to understand anything. But the feeling that I got when I stood on stage and when they announced my name, that changed something in me. It literally turned my life 180 degrees, I can say. From then on, it was like a pivot. I wanted to try anything and everything. I used to think, if this is what saying yes to opportunities meant, then for sure I'm going to say yes for every little thing that comes my way. Hence, that small event or that small situation at that tender age of 6 is probably the way, or is probably the reason why I am who I am today. And moving into college was again completely different for me because it was a whole new country, different people, different culture. And I still remember till 12th, I was, from that point in first grade till 12th, I was very outspoken and everything. I came to college, again, something in me clicked. I started becoming scared because I don't know, it's a different set of people. I don't know how to talk. I don't know if they'll accept me because all these years I was not here. And I remember, as they mentioned in the introduction, there's this national conference called Nexus 19, which is hosted by IET. And I remember my seniors asking me, do you want to anchor? Do you want to MC for the event? And that was my first event. It was the second month of joining college. And it was my first event. And I was like, you know what? I don't think so. Because obviously I don't know how the people are. I don't know how everybody is. And then they asked me multiple times. And finally I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to say yes. And I became the MC. Surprisingly, people loved it. Okay. I was very doubtful about myself. And the worst part is I even messed up the last name of an eminent personality that I welcomed on stage. And, I was panicking. I was like, you know what? That's it. This is going to be my last event. But out to my surprise, when I, when the event was over and I came out, people are congratulating me. And I was keeping on asking people, did you hear that I messed it up? Did you hear that I messed it up? And they were like, yeah, but you corrected it. And that's when I was like, it's as simple as that. Find people that find the positive things in you. And that's when slowly, I started gaining confidence in college also. Then from then on, I started saying yes to every single competition, every single event. And I am where I am today. I just want to know something very simple from you guys. If you want to unmute yourselves and then say, I'd be more than happy. But otherwise, there are so many things that we won't be confident about, right? About myself. Like sometimes you might not be confident about the way you smile, maybe the way you look, or you're not confident about talking to a large number of people. So it's just a small thing. You can just simply take your phones, just scan the QR code and just type in what you're not confident about. Your names won't be visible. It's going to be completely anonymous. And, we can just see it on screen here. So if you can, just please scan the QR code and just simply type in what you're not confident about. Jahan, the screen is visible, right?
Yes, madam. The screen is visible.
Can we just have a few, at least just a few things? It can be anything. It doesn't have to be technical. It can be about yourself. Okay, facing a crowd. And being judged, okay. Can we have a few more? You can just scan the QR here also. Social anxiety, okay. Okay. Being undermined, okay. Fluency, language skills, connecting with others. Okay. So, okay, expressing feelings. All right. So I think this all kind of comes under, you're not confident about talking or communicating, speaking with people. And moving on. Okay, so we have a lot of factors which affect our self-confidence, and it can be classified into two. So either it can be internal or it can be external. So the internal factors are just a few, like self-esteem. Self-esteem is basically, the way you think about yourself and the way you carry yourself. Self-awareness is exactly what Joe was told in the beginning. You just have to be self-aware about yourself. You might have a lot of skills. You might have a lot of abilities. But you first have to be aware of the qualities that you have. The third thing is mindset. If you keep telling yourself every day that you're not good at something, ultimately, it's going to be very hard for you to overcome. But on the other hand, if you keep thinking that, okay, you're not good at something, but I'm going to make it better, or I'm going to try to make it better, that's going to make a huge difference. Next thing is past experiences. Let's just say, maybe when you were very young, at the age of maybe 10 or 12 or 13, you faced a crowd, you couldn't speak, you were embarrassed, you were humiliated. And just because of that one instance, you undervalue yourself for the rest of your life, and you think that every single situation is going to be the same way. So that is another factor which affects your self-confidence. And the last thing is support system. If you're always surrounded by people or relatives or friends who constantly pull you down by saying, you're not good at that, you're not good at this, ultimately it will affect your self-image and the way you think about yourself. So it is very important that you try to surround yourself with people who uplift you rather than people who bring you down. So these are the internal factors. And next is external factors. External factors are basically like outside things which affect your self-confidence. The first thing is social environment. You might see, did anybody raise their hand? Johan, if there's anything, please let me know, okay? Because I cannot see the meeting screen. All right.
Yes.
So as I was saying, social environment. Social environment is basically the people that you connect with, and you might see there are people much better than you. And when you go for events or competitions, I've had first-hand experiences of including me, even me being a person, I used to sit and think and be like, you know what, she's done it so great. I am nowhere near her. So that is one factor which affects your self-confidence. The next is media influence. You go on social media, which is becoming a very prominent problem right now. And you see people having different lifestyles, people who are extremely outspoken, people who look very nice by their appearance. So all these things are factors that kind of can bring you down. The next thing is economic status. It's basically maybe, like the financial status, maybe the way that you're brought up. You see friends having hi-fi things, and you think only if you have that, you look cool. And I'm not, I have zero confidence to step out with whatever I have. And that is economic status. The next is work environment. So maybe in a year or two, majority of you are going to go into your corporate environment and you're going to start working. And trust me, you're going to meet so many people who are trying to push you down. Or there are people who might say, hey, you're not good at that. You're not good at XYZ. But the only thing that I want you guys to understand is that nobody can define what your limit is. So always believe in yourself and trust yourself that you'll be able to do your best. Next is cultural norms. This is also very popular. We keep on thinking what other people will say. Like in the poll that I just shared, I saw people mentioning being judged by others. That is kind of difficult to overcome, but through practice, I am pretty sure you will be able to. We see people saying, around us, if she goes and does that, oh my God, what will other people say? This is not in our culture. So this should not be done in our family. Ultimately, if you sit listening to that, and if you sit thinking about that, the only person, if anything, who's going to lose is you. Because they're not the ones who are going to live your life. They're not the ones who are going to carry your life forward. So ultimately, listen to you, yourself, and what you think is best for you. So this is one thing that I'd like to talk about, opportunities. So when it comes to confidence, people think that if you have skills, okay, you just need skills to tackle something. But trust me, even if you don't have skills, if you can confidently go up in front of 10 people and speak and tell your opinion, the way people perceive you will be very different. And that's exactly what happens with underconfidence. When you're underconfident about yourself, it kills opportunities. For say, as I've written, not applying for a job, even if you're qualified. So people think that they might be overly qualified, but it's just this low self-esteem and the way you think about yourself, you're going to mess up opportunities. It kind of, I have had friends, especially during our placements, too good at technical skills. Everything is spot on. And, when they are your friends, you feel bad for them too. They come out and they're like, I couldn't speak. I couldn't say anything. Even if you have top-notch skills, if you cannot put yourself out and tell that, hey, I am good at this, that's where people draw the line. And that's where you're going to start losing opportunities. And the same thing when you start going into a work environment, you're going to have group discussions. You're going to have people asking you opinions. And if you're going to sit in a corner and if you're going to think about it, keep thinking about it, it's going to be very difficult to move further up in life. And always have that super self-confidence that you will be able to crack or you will be able to move forward. That will create more opportunities. And like I said, the more underconfident you are, the more opportunities are going to flow away from your hands before you even realize. So when I was in my fourth year of engineering, obviously we had the IETs as well as IEDC's, election process. And I first applied for IEDC as well as IET. And oh my God, the swarm of opinions that I had to hear from people. They were like, you're not going to be able to manage it. It's going to be very difficult. You're in 4th year. You have your final exams. And out to my surprise, some of the people, they do tell it out of concern. Okay. But the others, they just tell you can't do it because they couldn't do it. So they're just trying to, bring that, what can I say? They're trying to just bring that to you by saying that even you cannot do it. And at one point, I used to think, these many people are telling these many opinions. Am I really not qualified? Like, will I really not be able to manage both? And after thinking so much, I was like, so what? Ultimately, I am the one who's going to define what I am capable of, not the people around me. So ultimately, it's going to be my decision. And yes, there were problems, there were issues, but ultimately it's how you manage it. And finally, yes, I was selected both as the chairperson of IET as well as the chairperson of IEDC. And staying in a leadership position, I've learned so many things, thorough things from both the positions. And to be honest, I'm really grateful to all my teammates and my friends, my teachers in college. Probably, like a lot of that has shaped me into the person who I am today. So yes, moving on. Now, I just want to talk about a few things which can help improve your self-confidence. So the first thing is challenge yourself. Let's just say you might not be good at facing a crowd. Okay, I'm just going to take an example which was given in the poll. You're not good at facing a crowd. The more you sit and think that you're not good at, you're not doing anything better. You're not trying to overcome it. So the first thing that you have to do is get out of your comfort zone. If you think you're not good at facing a crowd, try maybe speaking to 5 people. Next week, change it to 10 people at once. Next week, try taking something up in your class and maybe talking to your friends about it. And you might get humiliated. You might become embarrassed. But the only thing is ultimately 1 week and people are going to forget about it. That's what I used to think. Even I used to have this problem of, what people are going to think. What if I mess up? But trust me, nobody really cares. 1 week and they'll get something else to gossip about. So again, the only person, if anything, is going to lose is you yourself. So get out of your comfort zone and whatever things you feel you're not good at, try to slowly, maybe set small benchmarks, set small goals and celebrate small, your little wins towards that specific thing, whichever you're not good at, either facing a crowd, talking to people, or, maybe some specific skill. Second thing is observe your strengths. So every single person, all of us have some good ability or some good strength. If I'm talking about myself, the greatest ability or the biggest strength I think I have is I love talking to people and I love public speaking. So I'm very confident about that. I don't care what other people are going to say. I don't care what other people think about it, because I love speaking and communicating with people and connecting with people. Similarly, each of you are going to have a particular strength, but that you will have to identify by yourself. The more time you spend with yourself, try to identify what you're good at and work towards it. Because for me, I am not good at so many other things, okay? But this single thing that I'm good at, which is speaking to people, I felt made all the difference. Especially during, I think it was my last year, we had this IET FTC panel. And I'm really not that great at technical things, but I like talking to people. And I spoke with a lot of prominent personalities during that IET FTC. The one common compliment or the one common thing they told that you're really confident when you're speaking and, managing a conversation. So similarly, even you're going to have something within you that you're really good at. Just take some time, identify and find it out and try to make that your strength. And trust me, that is going to boost your confidence forward. Next is nurture positive thoughts. And this is something similar to what I told in the beginning. Like every single morning you wake up, you have got, let's just say you have got something very important. Don't think, what if it goes wrong all the time? You have to think, you have to have a plan B, but never think that, you won't be able to do it. What if it goes wrong? I'm not capable. The more negative thoughts you share in your mind, ultimately your body becomes conditioned to believe your negative thoughts. So even if you cannot do it, just believe that, you can do it. Just think positive. And that makes a great deal of difference. The next thing is face the mirror with affirmation. So this is something we've probably heard when we are very young. People say, if you're not good at something, if you cannot speak, if you're scared of facing a crowd, if you have stage fear, just go in front of your mirror and speak. It sounds very, cringe, but trust me, do it for around 10 to 15 to 21 days, because people say you do something for 21 days and it becomes a habit. So every day, if you're scared to talk to people or whatever you're scared at, just go in front of the mirror and practice it. And I've heard people saying that, being or having a lot of confidence is luck, or having confidence, you're born with having good confidence. That's actually very wrong. Maybe 10% or a maximum of 15% of people might be very outgoing. Like, they wouldn't care. They're always very confident. But the rest, 75% of people, including myself, built confidence by practicing. And there's this thing, another set of thing that you always hear. If you're not good at something, people will be like, oh, okay, she's not good at it. It's okay. But the moment you start becoming good at something, people say, oh, it's just luck. But nobody sees the amount of times you've failed or the amount of times you've tried. So that's the same thing with confidence. It's nothing that, you're not born with it and I'll never be able to have confidence. The first thing or the first myth you have to remove is that you can 100% you can improve your confidence, but you'll have to try. You'll have to put effort. The only person who can help you is yourself. And that's again the same thing, which is improved through practice. And the next thing is develop supportive relationships. Let's just say you have a bunch of friends in your class, you're very, very close circle. And every time you achieve something or every time you feel confident about something, they're just like, everybody will be able to do it. It's not that great. You're not that special. Once or twice, we might be able to take it. But the fifth or sixth time, you yourself will start thinking that you're not good at. And that's the exact same thing that I told in the beginning. Try to surround yourself with people who uplift you. And even I have had my fair share of experiences in college. During the first year, all of us will be like, oh, such a great group of friends. And slowly, you will start understanding that the more you try to stand up for yourself, the more confident you start becoming. There are many people who wouldn't like that. So when you start understanding, try to change your friend circle, try to change your friendships, because a lot of qualities, a lot of characteristics, and a lot of things I have learned from a bunch of very good friends that I got from college. And that shaped my college experience into something very great. So similarly, try to find friends who think or want better for you, and vice versa also. If you find or if you have somebody, if you see somebody who are underconfident, try to lift them up instead of bringing them down. And the last thing is embrace mistakes. And that's the last letter of confide. So during your journey, you're going to make a number of mistakes. I have made tons and tons of mistakes, even when I was leading 2 organizations. I have organized a number of events. There's so many things that I've messed up. But if I would have always sat and thought about the things that I messed up, I would have never been able to move forward. I was a complete perfectionist. Like some people, I'm not sure how many of you have that problem. You think you couldn't perfect something, hence you will not attempt it. So that was me for so many years. If I couldn't be, or if I wouldn't be perfect at something, I wouldn't attempt it at all. But over the years, I started understanding that sometimes it's not about being perfect. It's about trying and being confident in trying. I don't know how many of you have you seen models walking on stage on the runway? They come in all, people come in all different shapes and sizes. But ultimately, it's the confidence. It's the way they carry themselves in the runway, which makes them look spot on camera. So similarly, people, you are going to make mistakes, but please don't sit and think about your past mistakes. Move forward. Don't think about it too much and just go to the next thing. Because as I said earlier, people are just going to forget about all this. Few weeks, few days, and it'll only be you sitting and thinking about it. And moving on, I just want to help you guys understand or realize what gives you confidence. As I told earlier, each of us might have something, or each of us might have something which makes us become confident or which makes us look confident on the outside. For example, if I have to say, if it is me, if I am going to some event, or if I am going to some competition or whatever may it be, for me, it's my dressing. If I dress well, it gives me all the confidence I need, especially when I wear black. Black is like my favorite color. Probably a lot of you might like wearing black. So similarly, for some people, it might be material things that gives them the confidence. For some people, it might be parents. Their parents being present at events that gives you confidence. I'm not sure if you guys have seen reels on Instagram where, very small kids, when they go for their annual functions, they're on stage and they're very sad. But the moment they spot their parents, it's like their whole world changes. So for some people, it might be your friend, it might be your parents. And for me, for a long time, it was my parents until, they couldn't come for all my functions or all my events. Hence, I started finding something which gave me confidence. And as I said earlier, that was my dressing sense. When I'm prim and proper, when I enter a room, I know that if I look good, it'll give me all the confidence I need. And for some people, it might be material things. I had a friend when I was back in school, and she had a best friend who passed away when they were in 7th grade. So she was in 7th grade and her best friend passed away. But during the friendship, she gave her a keychain. Okay. And now also me and the other girl, we are friends. And she tells me, she's like, Sana, whenever I go for anything, if I have this single keychain, it gives me it gives me the hope to believe. So that's enough for me. So for some people, it might be materialistic things. So similarly, just sit and find out what gives you confidence. For some people, it might be their smile, or it might be the way they look. Find something that gives you confidence and work on that. And trust me, you'll start seeing changes in no time. And hence, I've told you guys now how to boost your confidence, how to find what gives you confidence. And hence, what I'd like to say is, ultimately, when you've found your confidence, and ultimately when you think you're good at something, these are some of the things which I have personally experienced. Sometimes a simple change in tone, for say you're in a work environment and somebody is asking you for an opinion, and you be like, I don't know, should we try this? Maybe we should try this. Just change your tone and be like, you know what, maybe we should try this. And that makes a lot of difference. A simple change in tone, a simple change in the way you speak, it completely changes the way people comprehend or the way people perceive you. So if you are confident, it can move a crowd. It can make you the center of attention. Some people, including myself at some point, I felt that nobody values my opinion when I'm in a group. Like if I say, or if I'm in support for something, they basically don't listen to me. But I slowly started self-reflecting, and I understood that it is because it was the way I spoke. When you yourself think that, or when you yourself undervalue yourself, it makes the other people also think the same about you. So imagine you're in some position, but you cannot confidently talk about something, or you cannot confidently speak about something. Ultimately, that's human nature. The people around you also will, won't give that much importance to you. So that has to be changed. And once you get the confidence, you will feel the difference, the way people talk to you and the way people respond. The third thing is persuade people. So confidence can really change and really, make people want you. And especially during placements, like I told, I've had friends who come out and tell me that they couldn't speak anything. They couldn't say anything. And even for my interview, I remember there were a total of, I think, 6 or 7 technical questions, out of which 4 technical questions I did not know. I did not sit and sulk and be like, I do not know. I just simply I was like, sorry, sir, I don't know. I'll check it up later and I'll try to learn about it. And during my 3rd managerial interview, the manager who took my interview, he was like, I heard how you attended your technical interview, and the way that you spoke to the interviewee, he told me that it was your confidence in saying things. So just like that, I'd like to say, sometimes it's those small little things you think which doesn't matter. Even if you don't know something, if you can confidently stand up and say or speak about something, it'll completely change who you are. And moving on, I just wanted to give a few examples. So I'm not sure how many people know her. Since it's the inauguration of Young Women Engineers, she's Sudha Murthy. And back then, she wanted to learn engineering. And the people or the relatives or her family friends, all of them told that she couldn't. Why? Because she was the first girl or the first woman from that area to step into engineering. But deep inside, she knew that she could do it, and she knew that she had the potential, because ultimately it was not what the people told. Ultimately, it was what lied inside her. And she was the only woman in the batch of almost 600 male students. Can you imagine? One woman in a batch of almost 600 male students. She was like, she's going to do it. She faced significant backlash. She was even asked not to talk to male students. She was like, she did not have a bathroom. You know why? There were no toilets or washrooms for women, because in that day and age, nobody even expected that a woman could pursue engineering. And now when we think about it, look how far we've come from that day and age. And she was again the first woman engineer to be selected into Tata Motors at that time. And the next person is, I'm not sure if you know about her. She is Amanda Gorman. So when she was born with a speech impediment, and she couldn't pronounce certain words. And because of that, you should just, maybe watch her interviews. She tells that, she used to always sit in a corner. She was very insecure. She was very quiet. Imagine you not being to express your feelings because you cannot talk properly. But after so many days and after so many months, she sat and she started writing poems. When she started writing poems, she understood that she was really good at writing poems. And this is a very small example of what I told before. Each person will have a strength. And for her, she found out her strength that it was writing poems. And by writing her own poems, she went on stage and she recited her poem without any issues. She overcame her speech impediment, just by writing her own poem. And at that time, she understood that a simple thing like a speech impediment can be overcome if she's just simply confident in what she can do. So she found her confidence by writing poems. So similarly, all of us will have things that we are good at. The only thing you need to do is become aware and find out what you're good at. And the last person I'd like to talk about is very famous. He is Michael B. Jordan. And this is another aspect of confidence I'd like to talk about. And I've seen this usually, at least with my experience, with girls and boys commonly, is the way they look. They're very, all of us are always very insecure about the way we look. And Michael B. Jordan, he was actually eliminated from his high school college team, basketball team. Why? Because even though he was 5'11", 5'11" is a pretty good height. But at that time, people were over 6, the people who played basketball. Imagine if he would have taken that and became, super underconfident about his height, and he would have sat and sulked, okay, you know what, I'm never going to get into basketball. But instead, he knew he had potential and he trained heavily. And now he is one of the most famous, extremely famous basketball players that we know. So again, we are going to have a lot of people tell, like we don't look good or we don't speak well. Ultimately, I just want you guys to, stop like caring a lot about what other people are going to say. Because the more you think about it again, the only person who's going to lose is you. Even for me, I have, personally speaking, faced a lot of issues when I was small because I was very thin when I was growing up. And people joke about it in a funny manner, saying that you look like a skeleton, you're very thin. And that actually affected my self-esteem, my issues in so many ways that I cannot even imagine. But on the other hand, I was good at so many things. I was athletic, I was good at sports, I was good at dancing, I was good at so many other things. And I think it took around 16 or 17 years, of that age to come to a conclusion that, you know what, I'm thin, so what? I'm good at so many other things. Ultimately, confidence is not completely defined on the way that you look. It is on a lot of other different factors. And not just thin, maybe some people might be chubby, some people might be short, some people might be extra tall. People are going to find and nitpick every single flaw that you have, and they're going to try to make you underconfident. Ultimately, the only thing you have to do is believe in yourself. If you believe you can make it happen, then that's it. Then nobody can stop you. And I'd like to slowly end by saying, so this is something that I follow and it works great for me. If it does not matter in 3 years, do not think about it more than 3 days. Let's just say a lot of people mention that you have stage fear and you have facing a crowd. The fear that comes within is because you think if you face a crowd, you won't be able to speak and ultimately people will judge you. Okay? The same people that will judge you in 2 to 3 weeks, as I told before, they're going to forget about it. So take every humiliation, take every embarrassment, and take every failure as a lesson. Because now that I think, as I told in the beginning, if I wouldn't have told, yes to that emceeing opportunity that IET gave me during my first year, I would have been a completely different person. Probably I would have been this very quiet, meek child in class that nobody ever knew about. And again, if you think, you want to do something, you're scared to do it. As it's written, just think in 3 to 5 to 10 years, is it even really going to matter? Are people even going to think about it? If no, maximum take 3 days. Think about it. If you want to cry about it and just finish it off. Move on to the next thing in life. And the ultimate last thing is fake it till you make it. So a lot of things that I wasn't good at, I tried to simply pretend that I was good at it. And that works a great deal. If you are, underconfident about making a conversation, going and talking to people, simply go and talk to people and see what will happen. What's the maximum that can happen? Nobody's going to kill you. Nothing of that sort is going to happen. So take chances, believe in yourself, and your confidence can completely change the person who you are. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me. I hope I didn't make it boring. And if you have any questions, you can ask. And I'll also be very happy to, talk to you people. If anybody has anything that you want to ask, you can DM me, you can text me, you can even connect me on LinkedIn. You can just type in my name, Sanna Pramod, then we can connect on LinkedIn. So thank you so much. Joanne, I think you can take it up.
Thank you, ma'am, for enlightening us with such an engaging session. Let us all give her a round of applause virtually.
Somebody raised their hand. Do you want to ask something or? Thank you so much for listening to me, guys. And I hope there's something that you have learned from my experiences and what I've told today. And I hope that you can apply that in your lives to become more confident every day.
Thank you, Sanna. Are there any queries you can ask? Any doubts or any kind of advice something from Sanna, you can unmute and ask or ask on the chat box.
If you want, if you want to ask it out in public, I can even share by. If you want, I can share my number here. You guys can always DM me and talk to me about anything. I'm always open to queries.
You spoke wonderfully, Sanna. What you said. Every word that you said was really inspiring, and what you faced. It's always nice to share experience. That is where everyone else also feel they are not alone. They are all the same as what you felt, and really. Delightful to hear. And yes, I do remember what you said about the MC for Nexus. Yes, that was really. I was so happy. In fact, I tell everyone. Actually, I was so happy to see a first year student that time agreeing to this. It was a huge event. It was not just being national and international symposium. It was something that we had tried for first time. Bringing in as field in engineering. The scenario was very different. The people that was on stage and off stage were very different than what we have done before. And for many first trials or we did many things, which was the first time in MBCET at that time. And in such a scenario, first year had come forward and said yes to this, and that was so I don't know. I felt really proud that MBCET students are really empowered. They are powerful. They are capable of doing many things. It's just that you have to believe in yourself. And she believed in herself, and it was very, very sweet to see her on stage emceeing it. So yes, Sanna, you did a really good job at that time, and I really can see how much you've gone forward. That's nice. And please, to those who are here in this, please feel free to talk. In IET, you don't have anyone catching you, telling you you're wrong. Everything that you do is right.
And also to add to what ma'am told, to be honest, a lot of it was also because of the support that I received from IET and even the members at that time. At any point, all of us, I had people reassuring me. I was like, Sanna, if you mess it up, it's okay. You're just going to tell sorry and then just continue. But that also made a lot of difference. So again, it's a lot of things, people, you guys think there's nobody to support me. There's nobody to, correct me if I'm wrong. But trust me, in MBCET, in IET, you're going to find so many people who are very happy, extremely happy to help you. And I am glad that actually the first club that I got into in college was IET. And I have learned a lot from there. I grew a lot from there. Thank you to, my teachers, Jobal Miss, Ramya ma'am, and even my seniors at that time in IET. Probably the reason again, those are some of the things that shaped me into the person that I am today. So yeah.
Yes, Amrita.
Thank you, ma'am, once again for your time and contributions. Now I invite Abhilakshmi to explain the contributions that can be made through YWE.
Hi all, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. My name is
Please turn on your video so that we can see our YWE.
Ma'am, I was having a technical issue, so I can't.
Okay.
My name is Abhilakshmi. I'm a second year mechanical engineering student. I'm truly honored to serve as the head of Young Women Engineering under the Institution of Engineering and Technology. I'm also very happy to be working alongside with my colleagues, and together we hope to build a strong and supportive team through this initiative. Although I'm introduced as a head, I truly believe leadership in initiatives like this works best when it is shared. My colleagues and I see this as a collective effort where we support each other and work together towards the same goal. I'm sincerely grateful to the IET team for trusting us with this opportunity and creating a platform that encourages and supports women in engineering. The reason I chose to be the part of this initiative is because many young women in engineering still need the right exposure guidance to pursue their potential confidently. Through this role, we hope to create a supportive community where students feel motivated to explore engineering without hesitation. As a team, we look forward to organizing activities such as mentorship programs, technical workshops, and interactions with industry professionals so that students can learn, grow, and support each other. We truly believe that when we work together and support one another, we can create a more confident and inclusive environment for women in engineering. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhilakshmi, for giving us a clear insight into the contributions and initiatives of YWE. Finally, I invite Emil to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the IET MBCET Student Chapter, I would like to propose the vote of thanks for today's inspiring session. First and foremost, I would like to extend our heartfelt and special thanks to our esteemed chief guest, Ms. Sanna Pramod, CSC alumna of MBCT, for sharing your valuable experiences and inspiring words with us. Your session on self-confidence and the practical ways to develop and improve it was truly inspiring and motivating for all of us. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to the inaugurator of the IET Young Women Engineers at MBCT, Ms. Jomol Joseph P. Thank you for inaugurating this wonderful initiative and for your meaningful message reminding us that awareness, belief in ourselves, and strong connections are essential for growth and empowerment. We are also honored by the presence of the distinguished members of the IET Kanyakumari local network. Your presence and encouragement greatly motivate the activities of the IET MBCT Student Chapter. My sincere thanks also goes to Dr. Saumya AV for her valuable guidance and support in organizing this program. I would also like to congratulate the newly elected members of the IET Young Women Engineers at MBCT, wishing you all the very best as you take on this responsibility and work towards empowering and inspiring more women in engineering. As we celebrate International Women's Day, I would also like to appreciate and thank all the wonderful women present here. Your strength, determination, and achievements continue to inspire and empower the society. Finally, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the faculty coordinators, the organizing team, and all the participants who joined us today and made this event meaningful and successful. Thank you all for your presence and support. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Emil. Before we close, I request Beno sir, the chairman, IET KKLN, to share a few words with us. Sir? If he's not audible, Geoffrey, can you please?
Yeah, I think Sir left the meeting. So it was a really wonderful session. It was very beautiful to see a lot of people, like more than 60 participants after the college hours. So I like the spirit here. So yeah, very wonderful to see Jomol ma'am after a very long time and Sana as well. So I thought of telling something. So yeah, we all know that women are always encouraged to lead, dream, and achieve. So it's not only for them. So whatever they do, it's always helping the society and the whole country to go together. So let's keep up the spirit. Happy Women's Day in belated Happy Women's Day, and all the best for the initiatives which are starting up from the MBCT Student Chapter. Thank you everyone for your time. Thanks for the invite. Have a good day.
Thank you, Jufus sir, for your time and your insights. Once again, thank you all for joining us today. With this, we're wrapping up the event. You may now leave the meeting.
Bye-bye.
Do we have
Thank you.